Good morning, good morning. It is Sanjay and Rose with Motivation Station. Rose, good morning, good morning.
What is actually?
How are you?
I don't know.
Wait a
I
minute. When
really
is.
don't know anymore.
I just realized, I think from last podcast when we were playing with the audio from the show, it removed my audio from my Motivation Station. Hold on, I'll fix that. But anyway, oh no, what's going on? Everything okay?
Um, so I started this job, and of course, I know you're going to through turbulence with the job too, and of course, the management is key, and of course, everywhere I go lately, it's poor management. Uh, but it's fine. It's handleable. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And now the person that I'm working with, I'm letting the person know that I'm selling my excellence. And he's so new to this. He's very green, didn't have much experience, and he thinks he's doing a great job. And I'm like, bro, okay. So finally, I got paid after turbulence. This we having a fly today in the
And podcast.
beautiful podcast. So it's I'm gonna be chasing it because you know how it sits on top of my mask, and I'm like, please. Um, and now, of course, this kid thinks he's doing his the most. Of course, in
Mm,
your 20s, you're cool, be cool. But I'm not here to be cool. I'm here to make money. So we had a meeting with the management because we couldn't work together. We were constantly arguing, and
mm,
I don't want to argue at work in front. It's an open bar and open kitchen. So like when you're sitting at the restaurant and it's an open bar and open kitchen, you can feel the energy. If the energy is not good, A, they're not coming back, B, they're not tipping right, and etc. etc. So now I was still getting paid, not even getting motivated, because what it is every single tip goes in the paycheck.
mm,
Like you don't really see any cash, and it's new for me. Like I'm the person like I work, I want to see my money today
mm,
because I want to see what I'm making. If I'm not making enough, I'm leaving, right? So,
mm,
because for me, I want to make sure that I'm trading my time right this moment because I have a goal for 3 months. Right this in the end of the year, I want to be trading my time wisely and I want to see some turnover. And I told this kid yesterday, I said, listen, if I'm not making X amount of money an hour, you're working by yourself. And he
mm,
looked at me like, we don't make that much. I'm like, every server, which is only 4 servers the restaurant has, makes, I'm gonna shock everybody, makes $1,000 a day. They make 200,000 a year.
mm,
And why with you I'm making 36?
mm,
Why the servers making 200 and I'm making 36?
mm,
Uh, something is not right, right? And I'm like, maybe it's the service because you're still new to this business. I said, oh, I'm trying to upsell. You don't need to upsell. You need to sell your service without selling. And that's
yeah.
what I'm great at. And that's what I want to do. And this kid, oh no, like it's too much with this kid. And I'm like, listen, we we need to like work. And yesterday, for the first time, I said, God, please bite my tongue. I want to make sure I speak your words. I don't want to argue with this child about how much should we be making, how we should be making, and what should we doing because clearly he thinks he's a senior, which is he a senior because he was there longer than I am. But the only thing he knows is that place,
Mm, yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
And it's like breaking me apart. And then of course my mom absence is breaking my heart.
No, you're good.
Masking. I'm masking today.
No,
So we
no,
on a Halloween journey, so I'm gonna
it's
be masking.
uh it's definitely a tough time period, and I'm sorry you're going through that. And I think we're just like very lightly talking about
I
it
already
as
knew it
well.
was happening.
um we're very lightly talking about it as well, that like, I'm kind of going through the same thing. And it's funny because actually was reached out to for a position that is, I'm not gonna say significantly lower pay, but it is like lower than what I'm making now. And the person was like, I don't understand like why you're leaving to want to come to this position, because it's essentially almost like the same, but it's not, because like right now we're doing more growth in the business that we're part of, whereas the other one is just more
Yeah.
like support. Like I'm
Okay.
just gonna be on their team to do support, right? Um, and when we're doing the interview, they're like, it just doesn't make sense. And I'm like, sometimes like, the money is important, but the thing is, it's costing me my peace, right? And it's like this job as well. Like, I mean, I guess you were in a tougher position where like, even at the Gordon Ramsay's restaurant, like when you had left there to continue your journey, you came here, right? And I like it's funny because like when I was doing the interview with the person yesterday, they're just like, they looked at my resume, and I have like, it looks like I just like to job jump from place to place. And I'm like, it's not that I like to leave the job because it's like like, oh, I don't think this job was good enough, oh, I want to leave or anything like that. But
Yeah.
she made me like really think about it, because she's just like, I see a lot of jumps here, and I'm like, I don't know, it's just a lot of jobs I ended up joining just don't give me the full scope of the picture. They don't tell me like exactly what I'm walking to. And I guess it's partly on me to just be like, I should have asked the right questions. I should have asked what's going on, right? But like, when I jumped from my last job, which was like a cozy job, I was working hybrid. It was, I was getting bored. It was my problem there.
Mhm.
And like there, I wanted to make a little bit more money, because I was a contractor, so I don't get health benefits and things like that. So then,
Ooh. Yeah.
even moving here, I started making a little bit more money because I don't make. Sorry, I'm not taking benefits from the job, but like
Mhm.
when the job description came out for this job, when I did the interview for this job, when I started my work, right, it was not like the big picture was not given to me at all. Like I walked into this job into like everybody was just kind of winging things, and I didn't understand what was happening. And then
Yes.
like now they're holding me to such a high standard that like I want to do the best work that I can do, but then it's like a tug of war with like my team and the client, right? And it's like tiring me out, like it's getting to me. And that's why when I was telling you, I was like, the job isn't what I expected it to be. And when I was explaining like this, all these like positions in my last 5 years, what like where I went from what to what,
Yes.
she was just like,
Mhm.
it seems like you don't want to stay at a place too long time if it doesn't fit fit your like what you're
Expectations.
looking for, yeah, expectations. And I was like, it's not necessarily that, but you do make me think about it, because it's like I'm thinking about this job and where I'm struggling with this job, right? And like the little things are like my commute, right? So like the commute's kind of long, so I'm like, oh, it's kind of getting to me because you got to drive for like an hour. um the expectation that's happening for my upper management, right? But the if I take a step back, right, and look at it bigger picture, those are the only little things that are bothering me that are honestly temporary, right? So if I can prove what we can do work wise, if I can like um like generally just like put together such a good team that we take over for this client, then like everything changes. I don't have to deal with my current upper management. I don't have to deal with them anymore. Like I don't have to join meetings with them anymore, and talk about all these things that are not really relevant to what I do for work, right? It's like it's relevant for them because it's like they want us to gain the contract, so we have to gain the client's trust. But like for me, like my personal part of it, I did that part. I gained the client's trust. The guy likes me a lot, but obviously like I'm bringing in the team as well. But like the team has been falling in and out, and people are like involved and not involved. And I was on vacation last week, and even on vacation, like I was still participating in work. And I really thought about it, and it's crazy because like I would be losing a good amount of money if I switch jobs, but then the I guess in another way, it would be beneficial that I might have a little bit more peace, right? But for like the this past job offer that I had, that's like a little bit less pay. Like I'll like she was like, I don't want you to accept this job and in 3 months just leave. She's like, I'll understand that you have to do what you have to do, but like she's like, I feel like you need to think about this a little bit more, because she's like, I know you're having a little trouble at work now, right? And like she said, like, if it's something that you can't see yourself overcoming in 3 months, then yeah, consider looking for another job, or consider, if you're at the job, don't, you've been at the job for 3 months, what's going to happen in another 3 months? And I was like, I really don't know. And she's like, well, I think right now, like, at least you're employed, you're working, and like, I know the commute's not the greatest, but like, don't leave a job to get a job that you think might be more comfortable, especially making a lot less money. She's like, calculate your costs, calculate, what it's gonna cost you, what you're gonna lose. And like, I set up myself for the interview just to, because like my goal for work is like, I want to be at a job long term, right? And I think part of that is like, I don't know, maybe COVID kind of messed me up with IT, right? Because like COVID introduced like hybrid days, and it happened after, shortly after I had my daughter, right? So like, having hybrid days, I mean, it was annoying at in some senses, but it was nice to like finish up work, to shut down my computer, turn around and play my kid, right? But now it's like, I have to go to the office every day, I get home late every day, I have limited time with my kid every day, and it's starting to like get to me. So I do think like I want to look in that sense there. I don't know. So what I'm trying to get at is, I'm just going a lot of like back and forth. I know there's stuff that at work that is bothering us, so like, you're telling me that it's kind of a struggle with the guy here, but I'll implore you to take a step back and look at a bigger picture. you know like, outside of like the guy, and the opportunities out there, right? Maybe you can improve the business there, maybe you can bring in some ideas, because this guy may be your senior, right? But he's not your manager. You might have to work with him directly, but like, here's the thing, like, you should be able to be in a position where you can talk to whoever you report to, you know and like, not put it in a way that this guy is causing problems, not put it in a way that this guy's griefing you. You can put it in a way that this guy's not understanding the situation, not understanding the teamwork that should be happening, right? And here's the thing, management can put you on the spot and be like, well, he's here longer than you should just follow his lead, right? And then that's up to you. That shows that, okay, well then, but that sounds like my opinions don't matter. It sounds like what I'm trying to contribute doesn't matter, and you just want me to do what he does, and what he's doing is not working, and I'm letting you guys know, and it's not working out. So then you got to reflect on that, because I think I was putting a lot of emphasis on blame on the position itself, but then when I took a step back, I was like, like, where I work, like what I actually do at the job, like, I work for a pharmaceutical company. The people are incredibly nice. The other day, a lady that I had helped, like, she knew that I was like into the Rise mushroom coffee, and she's like, "Oh, I have that too." So we bonded a little bit on that, right? The other day, she said she came up to me. She's like, "Good morning," and I thought she needed help, so I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" Right? And she gave me something called mud water, right? Which is something. It's like a. This one was specific to help you relax at night, to be able to like sleep better. And like, she like passed that on to me, and she's like, I saw that you were into like this kind of stuff. I was thinking, would you be interested in trying this? And I was like, oh, I've never even heard about this. We talked for like 10-15 minutes, and like, it was such a pleasant conversation,
Yes.
and even like my coworkers, like, there's times where they help a user, and they'll come back and they'll give them like, hey, I bought you coffee today, hey, I bought you a donut today. And like, I'm like, I've never dealt with such like kind, you know people before, which is nice. And I'm like, I'm really gonna let upper management kind of like deter me from being away from here, you know. And I was like, honestly, like, even though the commute's a lot, the cost of gas is a lot, tolls is a lot, right? I'm making a decent amount of money that all that is covered, so I shouldn't worry about that. So when I thought about it after the when I talked to the lady yesterday, I was just like, you know what, like, I really do need to think about this. And I know there's a little bit of burn, but if you can see a better side on the other side, like if you can see that it'll get better, if you can get through this path, like that's the part we need to reflect on. You know what I mean?
So the thing is, yeah, the thing is, I was hired as a professional. So if you hire me as a professional, that means you should value my experience and what I need to bring in. A lot of people are like, oh, set up the way you like it. I said I don't set up any place the way I like it. I set up the way it's supposed to be. Number one. Number two, this person is gonna work with me and say that's not how we do here. This is how it should be done. And I'm here to make money. I'm not here to argue with you. You want to be right or you want to be rich? I want to be rich. If you want to be right, keep your right and whatever. He was trying to do 2 weeks notice. Apparently, there needs to be 2 weeks notice. I'm like, who does that at the bar? Anyways, he was trying to do 2 weeks notice just to bring out the value of himself. Like, oh, people should respect me. I'm leaving. Go. And nobody cares. And I told him straight in the face. I said, this place doesn't care if you're gonna leave. They're gonna find somebody else. Cause the owner of this place still gonna open his doors because he's making money. If it's not you, it's gonna be somebody else. And then when he realized that, he decided to stay. So all my work that I did, like all the preparation, we don't do that. I just took it and throw it in the garbage. I said, here, garbage. And then I
Yeah.
spoke to the management. You want experienced professional that can make you money? I said I can make you a ton of money. Because I've done it many times. When I work in New Jersey, my last place, the owner's boyfriend was joking and said, I want you to work because so we can buy another car. And it was the car number 6 to my face. I said, I don't care. I'm making you money. I ranked times 5 what you had
Mm.
because I was doing what I could to make you happy, and in the end, it was obviously paying me off, right? So now it's just because I believe this kid is just, I not believe he's factual that he worked in, this is his second place he ever worked as providing service, and he thinks he's doing an excellent job, and I want him to believe he's doing an excellent job so he could grow from there. But
Mhm.
instead of arguing, you could have just said, hey, listen, she's experienced, let me learn a few things. So every time I come to the place, I have to fix the place first. And I'm like, I'm sick of fixing the places because I don't get paid to fix the place. I get paid for whatever I do. And now, when somebody's making $100 an hour and I'm making $20 an hour and I'm doing all that work, and it's not the job where I should be making $20 an hour. I'm sorry. I know how much we should be making. And this kid is going to be like, oh, we don't do that here. You don't do that here because you don't believe you can do that. You don't have to upsell. You have to stand there. And when I stand there, people, every person that comes to that particular place are retired with old school money.
Mm.
That means they don't care how much the bottle costs. There's some bottle of wine's $1,000. They don't care. They can buy it 5 times. What they care is about how the service is provided. You know what I mean? When you come to the place, you want it like you see that service when it's above and beyond. You just want to give extra. And I'm there standing. I did a couple of things the other day and a couple of people, and I'm like, whoa, it's just a couple of people, 30 minutes, $85 tip. I'm gonna share it the way it is. I'm not gonna lie. And and then this person's gonna come behind the bar. We're sharing everything. Of course we're sharing, but what are you bringing in? Oh, you can't take tables no more. Like it's a bar. What do you mean? Like that's what we do. We communicate with people. We make drinks. That's how money made. You can't tell me I can't take service. What do you like? I made you $40 in 30 minutes. You making me $20 now. You see the what I'm saying? It's gonna like that everywhere I worked.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Even in arcade, I had a moment when 98% of the tips I make and 2% other person. I
mhm,
was like, okay, and we still shared, and it was a good amount. I'm not greedy. I just know how much time it's worth because I'm tired of unprofessionality, making peanuts. Like I know what it is. Like, and I tell straight up the other manager, the owner is starting. He's like, I understand because that's exactly right. That's what we do. We make money. We provide a great service, excellent service, and we make money. I said, yeah, that's exactly what I want to do. I don't want to argue. I don't want. I redid everything. I cleaned your place. I redid your liquor cabinets because they're all over. Your glasses are all over. We have to structureize the mm, the glasses. Now you don't even provide me with the right liquor. Your liquor constantly off. You don't have this, you don't have that constantly. I said, why? Oh, because your cabinet, liquor cabinet is not professionally done. You don't even know what you need.
mhm,
So yesterday, after everybody left already at 10:30 or 11 p.m., I stayed extra hour and a half just to redo the cabinets and then make a list of things that we really need. I said, this liquor, do you actually using this? He's like, oh, it's been sitting there for a while. So why your liquor is sitting there for a couple of years, you're not even using it?
mhm,
Why is it dusting? Get rid of it. How you get rid of it? Make a special cocktail. Get rid of it. It's like, oh yeah, let's do that. Yeah, that's when you come in with your expertise. That's why you don't want to work there because a some people don't respect your experience that they have, don't believe that you have experience. They don't see what you do. There's communication is always off, and that's what I see everywhere I go.
mm. I see. Like the thing is, like I said before, I don't doubt your ability, and I agree with what Gina's saying. First of all, good morning, Frank and Gina. I don't know why there's a lag
Yes.
in the chat. I don't know exactly because I'm seeing that lag too, and I don't know if it's my network or my stream.
Frankie, what's up?
But Gina says, yeah, no, I mean he's arrogant and he's in the
He is a jerk.
customer service industry. Maybe he has compassion fatigue and he should find a new job. He's a jerk. You're a hard worker, Rose, and people love you. They always love to come and see you at work. You always busted your ass and made them feel special. Protect your peace at all costs, right? So everything there, the best part I'm gonna take out of that is protect your peace at all costs, right? So here's the thing. The business was running the way it has been running. This guy has been working there as long as he's been working there. You've been bringing in
6 months.
ideas. You've been bringing in ideas, right? And like I said, if just like Gina said there, if it's costing your peace, right? I mean, this guy can be what like you can't like you can call this guy whatever you want to call him, and you can try to teach him whatever you want to teach him. Ultimately, it's up to him to want to change or not. And if he doesn't, don't let that affect your peace, which is exactly what it's doing right now, right? So you have to remember the fact that like I know you feel very strongly about this, right? And I know you want to make not only the business succeed but make yourself succeed. And it sounds like you have talked to management and they're like, yeah, we agree with you, we agree with you. But if management agrees with you, there needs to be another conversation that should be happening. You know, all that's happening right now for you is that management sounds like they're agreeing with you, but if they're not making any moves to help improve the process or help improve workload for you and or the team or whatever, right? Then you're not being heard, and you need to realize that as well, right? I know right now times are tough, jobs are tough to find. I know some of us are on very unhappy, but like we have dreams, we have to survive. Like I took a job that I didn't like because I have a family. Like I can't not be working, right? But the thing is, like the longer I started like blaming the situation, like I just started burning me out, and I realized how much I was getting affected. And I think like
Yeah,
I totally get where you're coming from, and I totally get that you know with where it is currently, it's probably like not the best situation, but you like you just got to think about it. Like the thing is, like, I don't think you're gonna change this guy overnight. I don't even think that you're gonna change this guy in like 3 months. To be fair, right? And this guy can think he's the bee's knees, or whatever you want to call it. But I mean, it, like, ultimately, like, you can, I'm not gonna say you can complain till the cows come home, but like you can raise these concerns and, like, to the management accordingly, or if you let it just sit there and affect you like it is today, right? It's only really gonna cost you your peace. And somehow at the end of it all, right? If you decide to leave, right? I'm just saying hypothetically, just, and I think as much as I do, there's very rare occasions that jobs will say that, oh, you're making the right move leaving, right? They're going to say, Rose, like, if you leave, you're going to affect the business, right? And they're going to make you feel like a piece of crap for leaving. And I'm going to say, well, it costed me my peace, right? I brought up concerns, I brought up ideas, I brought up these
Mhm.
things, and you guys
Mhm.
never listened. And now that I'm leaving, you're calling me the bad guy. There's jobs that just do that, right? So I mean, for me, I don't know. I'm working on. I think we talked about it in a podcast long ago. Like, I don't do my best to wish ill on anybody. I just, if you and I don't vibe, you and I don't vibe.
Yeah.
So be it.
Yeah.
All right. But like, if it's at a place like this where I have to work with you, right? Like for me, I'm having a bad time with really one particular person at my job, right? And the reason I keep trying to want to leave is because of this one person. But like, one of my colleagues that had joined at the beginning of October, we were talking about it. They're like, "Hey, listen, if we can get past this next month, this person is gonna be gone because they're only part of the project for a very temporary time." And they're like, "They really think about it. Like, what really bothers you about this job?" And I was like, honestly, it's just this one person and like what they expect out of me. And they're like, "Well, this
Mhm.
person's not gonna be here next month, so can we fight through that?" And I was like, you know what, if I really think about it in that sense, I believe I can do that. um yeah, so Gina says, that's what I'm living by. I'm protecting my peace. Somebody taught me that lesson, and I will never forget I will never forget it ever again. You deserve to be appreciated, not shit on. You're right. They hired a professional bartender, and now they're pissed off that you're a professional bartender because the one that they got is an arrogant jerk. If he will do everything he can take the attention off of him, but and put the blame onto you because you are showing his shortcomings. Arrogant jerks like that get very intimidated by someone like you. I'd be telling you to stand your ground if it was worth the money and good for you. Exactly what Gina said. Like, cause like the thing at the end of the day is, this guy is gonna be this guy, you know. But if like, you're like, I know you're doing your best to make them, not amends, I'm gonna say, you're to make it work, right? More for the business,
Yes.
more, even more so for you to make money. And just like Gina's last line said, I even me, Rose, I would tell you to stand your ground if the money was worth it and the job was good to you, right? Like the actual place itself. Like, if you see the potential for growth there, then it's like, if you can fight past this, then go for it. But at all costs, you have to protect your peace, because the second you start losing that, you fumble hard. You fumble very hard, and sometimes it's hard
That's why
even.
I left Arcade
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
because
Yeah.
the GM was manipulative and touching me out. I said, okay, you can have it. You can
Uh,
have it. I had my great experience. You can have it.
Yeah, and then she says, "But if it's not aligning with that, run for your life and find a better place that deserves you. One minute the management is against you, and now the owner is with you. Very confusing." Exactly. I mean, the thing is, like, and Gina, I think there's just jobs that kind of like string you along, and just they'll be like, "Oh, you're doing such a great job," to kind of just motivate you to be there enough to be like, you know what, yeah, I am doing a good job, and you want to stay. But I think Rose and I are comfortable in saying that we're at points that we know what our worth is. And I know.
Exactly. Like I can find a job anywhere, and I don't say, "Oh, you don't even want to work here." I said, when you be at my age and you tell me, "Do you still want to do this?" Number one. Number two, I know what I come with.
Hmm.
I can work anywhere, and I told him I already got uh, so many restaurants wants to hire me, but I'm here. Like I'm here. Why do I
Mm,
have to jump at the loops
I
when
think
people making money? Can I make some? Can I make you and show you how to make money? Maybe you should be learning from me. But I
I
can do it all. Then have it. Then do it.
I
Why
think
they hired me then?
I think the hardest part for you right now is outside of not being able to work together, I'm gonna say this in a very blunt matter. You guys
Yes.
really shouldn't be having a dick size contest. You know whose dick is bigger here, and I'm telling you right now, it's gonna cost you your peace if you continue to do that. Because if he's like, well, if you could do better, then leave, and you could be like, fine, I'll leave, but then you might put yourself in a deeper fire, right? Honestly, my advice to you, take it or leave it. Don't bother. Right? Don't like if you want to help him where he needs help. If he doesn't want help, then don't help him. But don't encourage it in a sense like, all right, then you do it. You go do your own thing. Go prove it, you know? Because then the thing is, you might get some gratitude by what's the word I'm looking for? Not necessarily showing off, right? But if you I don't want you to be a person that when he's like, I'll do something, and you're like, okay, go do it. And he fails at doing it, and you feel better that he failed. I don't want you to feel that way. I don't want you to become
Yeah.
that kind of person because that's going to make
Yeah.
you, you're
That's
basically going to become him, you know? You're just going to like have that mindset. And I know you long enough that I don't want you to become that way. Um, but just so I'm catching up on comments, if you are running a business, it makes absolutely zero sense to not do whatever Rose tells you to do. Um, yeah, I mean, like I said, like if they brought you in as a professional, right? And I can only speak on this on the surface because I've never actually worked with you, so I can't say per se. I just know you well enough that I know how you are. I know how you treat people, and you're a very good people person, just like I'm a very good people person. So, like when I give advice, I mean, to me sometimes it could be like sound advice too, but it could just be me saying that out of arrogance as well. You know, like when people are like, "Oh, you've been in IT for 10 years, you know everything." I'm like, "No, I'm always learning." Like I know a decent amount, but I'm still learning. Like I'm always trying to pick up and perfect the art. So, like, I can say,
yes.
mostly you're probably more or less the same, and that's why Gina's probably saying that. Or
I'm
sorry,
very
that's why Frank's
humble.
saying
I'm
that.
like, I'm humble, standing there, close my shut my mouth,
But the
just
biggest
do
thing is
whatever.
this guy's
And
costing
person
you.
said, "Oh, you gotta do this. You gotta do this. You gotta shake it this way." I said, "You don't even know what kind of shakes
The thing is that like this guy's
and the
costing you.
mixology we have, and you're gonna tell me how to shake."
This guy is honestly costing you your humble though, Rose. Is the thing, and you gotta take yeah, you gotta
Bring
take a
out the
step back.
devil out of me.
It's gonna and I'm telling you,
Light it on fire.
it's gonna burn, right? So you have to take a step back from him and just evaluate the situation.
That's what I did yesterday. I prayed to God. I said, "God, please let me keep my mouth shut. Let me stay humble. Let me just be the way I am. Smiley, positive, and see good in people, right?" And I tried. First time yesterday, we almost, I would say 80% of the work we worked peacefully yesterday
Mm.
because of my prayers. I closed my eyes, closed my eyes, and then one thing happened when we got 7 tickets, and each ticket contained like 6, 7 drinks, and most of them are building drinks like martinis and whatever, old fashions. It takes time to build that. Old fashioned takes 30 seconds to 40 seconds to build. Martini takes time to build. I told Shada, I said, listen, you cannot make 7 tickets of all these drinks in 1 second. Number one, it's a one ticket at a time. Don't get like, oh,
The thing is, I
it's
mean,
your problem,
I'm
not
not
mine. I'm fine.
I'm not defending him on this sense here, but like obviously that
And I
comes
don't
from
want to bring,
experience.
you're right. I don't want to bring out the arrogance because
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not the type of
No,
person.
no, no, but the
Like,
thing is like for him to like not have that understanding, for him to like kind of just
it's
figure
just
things out there.
aggravating.
No,
Yeah.
it 100% is, but like he doesn't have the experience that like you have in your belt, and it's annoying when like you understand it and he doesn't. But the thing is like like what I appreciate is you're at least trying to help him, but like it's I've said this saying so many freaking times, but it's like you can't bring a horse to water and force it to drink the water. Like it has to choose like, okay, I'm gonna drink this water, you know? Like
Yes.
you're literally bringing him in like, look, I will help you. But if his arrogance says, well, I've been here longer, I know this job better than you and stuff like that, right? Then like
That doesn't help. You're right.
it won't help either of you. And I appreciate that you're trying to help, but don't let it like don't like it's like I don't want to say this in an arrogant way either. It's like when you argue with stupid people, right? Stupid people will bring you to their level and then beat you at your own game, right? So like you don't want to stoop to his level, because if you lower yourself to his level, he'll beat you because he's been there for such a long time. You're better than that. You're a lot better than that. I know, Gina knows, Frank knows, Morgan knows. We all know that you're better than that. And I see how frustrated you are. So, like I said, just like I know we live in tough times. I know like a job isn't always easy to come by, and I know it's hard to find the right job at that point that you can see your growth in. Like I think hearing this from you, understanding like the one interview I had yesterday, the lady talked to me. When I take a step back and think about this job, right? I remember, I
Hmm.
think I want to say, I think it was Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday. I was getting yelled at for not completing a certain task on time, and I was like, I don't have time to complete all these tasks, right? And like my person that I'm working with is like, well, that's just part of your job, you have to complete it. But he had asked, right? So my client was on the call, right? And he had
Hmm.
asked that person, like, do you think Sanjay and his team, like my client was asking me, he's like, Sanjay, do you think you and your team are ready to take over for the team that's leaving, right? And I said no. I straight up said, I don't think we're ready yet. Despite the fact that we were here for 3 months, I was like, I don't think we're ready yet. Right. And when I gave that answer, that I'll say boss lady, that boss lady gave me an earful. She's like, you said such a bad thing. Now the client doesn't have faith in us and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, I didn't say a bad thing. I just gave the honest truth. I'm not going to lie about we're not being ready. Because in my head, it's like, if I said, yes, we're ready and something had happened, I would be in even more trouble, right? The conversation went so sour. This person was so mad at me that I was like, you know what? Like, I was seriously considering. I was like, I'm about to just give my 2 weeks and call it, because like I'm getting burnt for no reason, right? You know what happened on the ride home? As I was driving home, the client called me, like the guy, because he has my number, right? He called me and he was just like, hey, just so you know, I asked you that question, and I wasn't trying to put you on the spot. I wasn't trying to say you guys are doing a bad job. And he's like, I honestly appreciate the honest answer you gave. He's like, I agree with you that I don't think you guys are ready to take over. And I was like, no, that's why I said it. I didn't say that, maybe in a month we won't be ready, but you asked me like this minute, if tomorrow we're supposed to take over the job for everybody, we wouldn't be able to do it. We're too undertrained. We're too understaffed. This is too much for all of us. And he's like, I'm glad, like, honestly, you giving an honest answer,
Yes.
this is amazing,
Yes.
So he actually like apologized. He's like, I hope she didn't give you a hard time. I was like, oh, you can't stop her from giving me a hard time. So I had a hard time, but it's okay. But I was like, you called me after work. It was like 6:30 at night. He was home. I was driving home. He was like, I just want you to know that you're doing a good job, and I don't think it's you that's the problem, right? I think that conversation kind of flipped everything for me, because I was like, I know my worth. I know what I'm doing, and I'm letting one person get under my skin, which is exactly what's happening to you right now. You know your worth. You know what you're doing. You're letting one person get under your skin, and it's a big deal. I'm not saying it's not a big deal, right? But if you're talking to people about it and you want them to like understand that, look, if this business is gonna work, if this teamwork is gonna work, if you want all of this to make more money for not just the business but all of us, it's a team effort. Like you can't have two people bickering at each other and management just watching, saying one person is right, one person is right. Management should be more involved here. Management should come to both of you and be like, look, I know you guys don't see eye to eye, but we need to figure this shit out, right? And here's the thing: sometimes you just can't figure it out. Sometimes you just can't figure it out. So what do? You have to figure out what works for everybody, right? So if Mr. Arrogant wants to stay there, go for it, right? But then Rose, you have every reason to be like, well, I don't want to stay here, because if it's going to be arguments every day, if I'm not making the money I'm making, right? I mean, obviously you have a life as well. I'm sure you have bills, I'm sure you have stuff you have to pay for money, right? So you have to fight, or it's like fight or flight. But like, I don't want you to be in a position where you flight and you have nothing. You have nothing, because that's happened to me before, and it hurt real bad, right? So the thing is, the best I can tell you right now is just don't let this guy get under your skin, because right now he's getting there, and unfortunately, I just don't want you to be
And
there
I'm
forever.
letting him. That's the thing. I'm letting him get it.
But you're in a very
I'm
vulnerable
giving
state.
him a power
No, no, no. But
to
the
get
thing
to my
is,
skin.
but don't count that as a weakness. Don't count that like, oh, I'm falling apart because he's there, right? You're in a very vulnerable state. You're fighting through a lot of things. You know, you don't have the support like you had the support before, right? You're going through a lot, so you're in a very more vulnerable states. Don't feel bad about it. Sorry, I haven't been watching the chat at all. So let me catch up. So Gina says they'll eat you.
Bonjour.
Uh,
Comme
they'll
ça.
they'll eat you up and spit you out. They're just using you, especially if they don't value you. Frank, yeah, no. Frank says I've been a customer before, and Rose is no speak good at her job. I can't even tell you how many jobs that have done that to me, and Sanjay is right. The outcome will not be good for you. Sometimes you'll fall hard, and guess what? You're all used up and burnt out. I'm just gonna comment on that one real quick, Gina. That's exactly where I started becoming at my current job. Is like I started getting some high praise at work, but I essentially started doing the jobs of 2.5 people because we still catching up on our team growing, and now they're giving me a pat on the back saying you're doing a great job, and I'm like, yeah, but at what cost? It really costed me time away from my family. I come home late every day. I'm tired every day. I started getting bitter every day, and when I took a step back, I was,
Mm-hmm.
it took me like a little time to figure out. But the true problem to me for this job was just this one person that I had problems with. Once I can get past this one person, like this job is really not that bad. It's a Japanese place. Like I can learn Japanese. I can really succeed in like mastering the language and doing a lot more at the job. So I really had to take a step back, and that's why I said I employ that for you. Frank mentions also that her energy is just plain good for business. No, I agree, especially in a customer service business, 100%. All right. Gina says it's called a pissing match. There you go. It's called a dick size contest, but yeah, it's called a pissing match. I've actually told someone I'm not getting into a pissing match with you. Uh, it'll make you bitter, exactly, and bitterness creates more bitterness. And Rose is love and
Yes.
light. You don't
Oh my
want to,
God.
you bring that everywhere you go. Pity the fool. Everybody is
Thank
always
you.
learning and growing. If you think that you've learned it all and you're good, well, you're missing out and you'll be stunted. Exactly, Gina. And I'll be honest, it didn't take me. It took me until getting into my 30s to figure that out. Because I thought after a while I was the shit. I was like, I'm good at every job I do. When I did an interview, I was like, oh, when I get an interview, I get a job. You know. But I was truly humbled in my 30s after that. Morgan, Og, Erg, McGurk, as you always say. I always miss the show. You know what's funny though? Morgan did message me last night and she asked me about it, and I was telling
And
her
it was
that,
Sunday. You
yeah, I
told him
told her it was
Sunday.
Sunday. So then she messaged me this morning and she's like, oh, how are you doing today? Like, what game plan do you have? I was like, oh, actually, we're doing the show today. I didn't give you fake news. That's what
Sorry,
Rose told me. Okay,
Morgan.
I don't present
I was
fake
supposed
news
to
on
do
here.
something this morning and it was canceled. I said, Sandy, can we still do it on Saturday? He
I
said yes, and we
Yeah, no,
canceled.
I had no plan. I think tomorrow I have a call at 10 o'clock to help somebody with their computer. Um, but yeah, that was over and done. But yeah,
Morgan, game night tomorrow.
yeah, right.
A little later.
Um, I forgot what to say. I was at another point that I started struggling on something, but I don't remember what I struggled about.
But thank you so much for the support, and people that know me, they know that what I bring in, because when anybody comes to the bar, all they want to do is just relax, right? They had a long day, or maybe somebody had a bad day, somebody's going through something. Your best friends are who? Your barber and your bartender. Those two people. Now they say a mechanic too. So those people, when you find one, it's the one, right? And usually the bartender is your therapist, as you already
Yeah.
know.
Well, that's what I
Because
use. That's what I always want to use.
that's
So I
what
never
it
mean to cut
is.
you
That's
off.
been like that forever. And these people gonna bring in and like that's what it is. It's like I was there, like people asking for banana, I give them banana. I don't give them pineapple. They want
Mm,
to let it out, let it out. I'm here. I'm listening, right? This is this is part of my job, and these people don't even know old school tipping system. I needed to tell these managers old school tipping system. They
mm.
didn't know. Well, we didn't know that. Yes, when somebody buys a bottle, it's a $10 tip automatic. When you're building a martini, that's a $5 tip. It's mixed drinks, $3 tip. Beers, $2 tip. Soft drinks, $1 tip. I thought everybody knew this. And
Wait,
then if
as a
somebody goes
customer,
beyond,
or you mean as a business?
yes, customer,
Oh, I didn't know
and
that.
if A lot of people don't know this, and I'm shocking because, and then there's always like, if somebody goes above and beyond, it will do extra, or we always had like a a traveling thing when somebody goes away for a vacation or something. The customer will always know that, give extra, like, oh, this is for traveling, like,
Yeah.
or like Christmas envelopes, Other bartender told me, just I connected with the actually girl that was making our tiramisu. I worked with her in Arcane. She's still there. It's like a lot of people asking for it. I know because I was there for that.
Mm.
I wasn't looking. The one thing great at this business, you look at people because they're people, not
Mhm.
because they're gonna give you money. I will treat you like $1 million, but I'm not treating you because I'm gonna get paid later from you. I'm treating you because that's the way I want to treat you.
Mm.
And that's what selling without selling means. Being there for that person. That I had an arcade customer, that lady, she would always come, tip well, and she's like, oh, I recently kind of like, looking for a job, looking for. I said, do not even tip me today. You're looking for a job. Are you on the path of looking for a job? I'm wishing you well. She's like, are you sure? I'm like, yes, I'm sure. Today, I'm sure. Because it's not about her giving me money. It's about our connection that we already built.
Mm. I'm gonna. You can keep going. I'm just gonna step away for a quick second
Yes.
because my cat's trying to escape,
Absolutely.
and yeah, very much.
Hello, cat. I didn't know you had a cat. I did not know that. You
I'll
know
show
what
the
I
cat
mean?
next time
So,
for sure.
so let me go here with the comments. Gina said, oh my gosh, I've been saying that. They're saying this. You can't lead the horse to water, but you cannot make them drink. And I think he's still young, and he's learning. He was born in Jersey. Hello now, right? I never knew that. I just did 15% and then raised to the next dollar. Nowadays with inflation is already 22, 25%, and 30. There's no more 10, 15, 18, 20. 20 is still like the lowest minimum if the service was like so, right? If the person went a little extra, you give them 22%. If it's above and beyond, 25, 30%. It's no more 20% anymore because you can't really leave on 20% anymore. Just saying. And people don't know that. And I'm not telling you to spend more money. I'm just telling that be considerate.
Yeah.
Everybody gotta eat.
How,
Everybody gotta eat.
how's
Unless they
a
do something really nice, like something free, I'll start crazy about. Yes. If it's a above and beyond service, like when I went to, I had a meeting with my CPA and a couple other people. We had a nice lunch. I decided to pay for it. The guy that was serving us, he was above and beyond. Of $100 tab, I give him $40 tip. It's 40%. Not because I'm rich, because he actually did extra things. My drinks were on time. They were great. He used his service language, part of my reach, going right. The service has to be right too. You have to be with open arms. You serve from the left, you're taking out from the right. They should know that. And if I see you a professional server and you're doing above and beyond, I want to give you more money
yeah.
because you took your time to perfect yourself to do what you're doing. You love what you're doing. If you don't love what you're doing, please go get a job where you love what you're doing.
Yeah.
You love what you're doing and you're okay paying less because you love what you're doing and you know what you're doing. And you're not arrogant about it, but you know what you're doing. You keep learning. And that's exactly I am. And everybody's like, oh, this drink. I said every single year there's 400 drinks being created at the bartending magazine. There's a bartending magazine this big. Every year it's new drinks coming out. Do I know all of them? No, I don't. Do I have to know all of them? Not really. If I
Hmm.
want to learn something, let me tell you about classic drinks. Rum Runner from 1950s. Mojitos from that made in Cuba.
Hmm.
Cape Cod that don't even know what's Cape Cod. Just Carolina and cranberry juice. It has to be Carolina. It's for a reason.
Hmm.
Captain Morgan, spiced for a reason. Pirates drinks, rum. I can tell you the history of old stuff, the classic drinks, Cosmopolitan. Don't tell me about this pistachio martini crap. It's great. I can make it anytime. But do you actually know the history of the drinks and why they made the way they made? Why you keep changing the recipe? Classic drinks never touch the recipes. Why? Because they're the same recipes all over the world. You're gonna go to Japan, you're gonna have the same Cosmo. You're gonna go to Moscow, you're gonna have the same Cosmo.
Mm,
Because they're there for a reason. It's a history. The person that created the drink had a history. You
mm.
know why pirates rum is famous with a pirate face on a Captain Morgan? Why? Because the pirates were drinking rum.
I think
And
for
I'm not here
no,
trying to
no,
bring up.
but like for him, like
I'm
besides the fact that I still think he's on the younger side. Like he really might not have a passion for like serving or alcohol or things like that per se. Whereas like you come from a long, extensive background from it, but it all goes back to like it's not up to you to like see if he's willing to learn that, right? Then you can share the story of that there. But if he doesn't really care about it, then you're I'm not gonna say in such a hard way, but you're wasting your breath trying to, like explain that per se. I did want to talk about the tip thing, but I'll read Morgan's and Gina's and Morgan's comment.
yeah.
So
See, that's considered for the tip
I never knew that. I just
because
tipped
they get
fifteen
paid well.
percent. I just tipped 15% and raise it to the next dollar. Unless they do something really nice, like something free, I'll top crazy amounts. Oh, Gina, thank you. I love what happened at your job, Sanjay. Good for you for being honest and standing your ground. The fact that the client called you back is a testament for what clients are
Yeah.
looking for. Nope, exactly. And
Hmm.
like we see eye to eye. So the problem is not me. Oh, I think. Wait.
We're good.
Oh, okay. I thought your mic died. Okay. Um, problem is the one person getting under your skin is your boss. Puts you in a predicament. Yeah, especially since it's like it's I don't want to put them on blast, but they're not like my direct management. They're just part of an upper management team that's here temporarily. And I have to, unfortunately, just kind of have to work with them. And they want me to prioritize what their needs are over the clients. And I'm like, that's really not going to work out. And, every time I mention it, we just go back and forth on it. So sometimes I find it like I enjoy my colleagues because I have two teammates that are remote, right? And they're very kind. They have a very like beautiful personality. We laugh all the time. And I remember one day I was talking to them, and the person just straight up said when this upper management person is like, "Yo, you keep making mistakes, right?" This person defended the ground, and they're like, look, I'm gonna make mistakes. Unfortunately, that's just the way I am, that I will make mistakes. And they went, the problem isn't the fact that I made a mistake. The problem it would be that if I don't learn from a mistake. And over time in that month, that person grew a lot. And I called it from the beginning too. I was like, look, they're gonna make mistakes, but they'll pick up. And she's like, no, this is not good enough. So when she finally called out the person that was making mistakes, they said the same thing. They're like, look, I'm gonna make mistakes, but I'm gonna improve. And they did just that, and they're improving. Of course, we all get burnt a little bit, but like it's part of the process when you're new, right? I agree with Sanjay. It's not a weakness. Yeah, I think when I talked about you being vulnerable, in
Yeah.
France, yeah, and in France, it's considered offensive to tip. Yep, and Japan too, honestly. But no, so back
It's
to
everywhere besides the United States
but
because they get paid hourly well.
yeah, it's because of the pay discrepancy here for like
It's just in the United States. The
but
tipping
anyway,
system only in the United States. Foreigners, they don't even know how to tip. They're like, what is that?
yeah, well,
I'm like,
it's
this is the
because
United States. Learn.
when they go to places like France or Japan and things like that, the people that are working at these places that are servers or waiters or bartenders or anything, they're in that business for a reason. They're not just there to make a dollar and leave, right? They're making an art out of that business, so they try to perfect it. So just like Rose was saying, etiquette for servers and things like that. Like I don't know any of that, right? Because obviously I'm not in that business, but you understand it better, so you
Yes.
appreciate it when you see it. Just like so, Morgan saying, I tip
A
fifteen
lot of
percent.
work and I
Like
appreciate it.
when Morgan says like I tip 15%, right? I do the same ish, right? When it's just service provided to me, right? So if somebody is like working with me and they're literally just like doing their job and they're just like, here's your food, here's this. No recommendations, no like I suggest you get this. Hey, they like people don't it's like the younger people who might like not be interested and they're just looking for a summer job or something like that, right? I still tip them money because they provided a service, right? But those people who go over and beyond like you do, I know you do, and I think that's why we got along very well, is because if I come in as a customer, I want this not to be just about I'm hungry, give me food. It's like a whole experience. I go to
Yes.
Robin, right? I know this sounds crazy, but I love Red Robin. Their food is probably a little bit above par, whatever. Like I'm not gonna say it's the best like food in the world, but I go there because the service there is always fantastic. The servers are super nice. They always make us laugh, make us feel like comfortable, make us feel like I don't want to say like family, but
Forget about what you have
yeah, exactly,
outside
yeah,
on
and
the
like
street.
they treat us well. If I ask, like honestly, when I go places, sometimes I'll ask for suggestions, and they honestly give their heartfelt suggestion. Like they'll actually like give like, hey, this is my favorite food here. This is my favorite like drink here, and I'll be like, oh, okay, that sounds good, and I'll try it, and I'll be like, oh yeah, you nailed it. Like this is really good. So after that, like I'll tip, like I'll be tipping like on like I think you've seen it, but like on I'll get like food for $20 and I'll tip like 10. And it's like that's a lot. I'm like, yeah, but like, I and not that I want to spend more money, but I had a really good time coming here. I have a local bar I go to in town because it's the only place that has Guinness on tap. Um so like when I go there, like the bartender asks me about my day, asks me about how my work is going, and they're like, hey, was today as stressful as yesterday? Because they remember me when I come back, and I'm like, nah, it wasn't as bad, right? So I go there for happy hour, I get 2 beers for $10, and then I'll tip $10, and then I leave. And they're just like, to them, they're just like, yeah, technically it's 100% tip at that
Yep.
point, you know and I'm just
Mm-hmm.
like, honestly, like I didn't think about it in that sense, but you just like, when I came here, I felt better. Like some people go out to the bar, they drink, they're depressed, they're sad, they don't want to do shit. I come here, I drink, you make me happy, and I leave. Like that's fantastic. There were bars I went to that weren't like that, but I would tip accordingly, right? So if I got like a $10 drink, I was tipping $5, right? If I did get a beer that was like $5, I would still give like $2 or $3, right? But I didn't know that was etiquette per se. Like it's not common knowledge to me, but like it's always about like the experience for me, because I was watching I was watching one of my funny IT movies, right? And in
Morgan, don't say that.
I was I was watching my like a funny IT movie,
Yeah.
right? And like in there's a scene in a restaurant, and the guy was like, "Do you know why they come to this restaurant?" And they're like, "Why?" It's like, think about it. They can go any they people can get a cheeseburger anywhere. They come here for the service and the friendliness, right? And I thought about that, and I was like, that's actually true, because you can get a burger anywhere you want. But then you go to some places just because it's a better experience, it's a better time, stuff like that. So I appreciate that. All right, I'm a lower class hillbilly. Morgan is. I'm not gonna deny. No, joking. I'm
Frank.
gonna.
Yeah, you're
I'm
very
easily
generous, Frank.
impressed. Drunk Frank is a great tipper. Yes, Frank, we gotta go out this week. I
Oh
think
my
this.
God, for his birthday. Take him
Yeah,
out.
Frank, I don't get paid till this week, so we'll go out this week. If you're free Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, let me know. Same thing with Gina. I have your number, Gina. I'll text you. We'll meet up this week because
So
I don't like
just,
going out when it's too
I
cold.
know mutual friend is opening up the bar this month, hopefully, I
So
believe.
what's his
So
name? Remember
go.
Paulie?
Yes,
Paulie put out
he's
like
gonna be
a
working in there. Yeah,
Paulie put out like
absolutely.
a menu for the drinks that are there. But
So,
I meant to message
and
him to
I'm
ask
sure
him,
he
is it open?
created. Yeah, I'm sure he created
Yeah,
best students I ever had.
yeah. I'll just text the mutual friend and I'll see if he's free, because then I'll just swing by his place.
Yeah, and and Frank is right there in that town. So you guys go start the hotspot
The hotspot again.
for
Yeah.
the hotspot for our. It's gonna be our meet and greet spot, probably hotspot.
Yeah.
Everybody meet at
You
this
know,
beautiful
I
place.
called I think I called this episode, what did I name this episode? The Beautiful Season of Fall. I'm gonna have to
It's so
rename it.
beautiful.
I'm gonna have to rename it the Protect Your Peace at All Costs. Like
For
just a
sure.
reminder. But yeah,
It's
honestly,
great. I do work today, so
I'm
it is great too.
I am at least happy that like I can, not that I can visually see it, but I can feel it coming from you now that you're feeling a little bit better about the whole situation. You know that you at
You
least
put
have a
me
better,
down. I like when people tell me, "Hey, listen, you're becoming arrogant."
yeah. Like I'll
Like
put
the
I put people
manager
on
told the
blast.
guy, "You're becoming a dick," and
Yeah,
he was like, "Oh yeah, yeah." He kind of understood that.
yeah. But I'm telling you, it's like, fighting fire with fire. Like that's never a good idea ever, period. So
Just put
like,
water on
yeah, exactly.
like
But
a
like,
cold shower.
like the takeaway at the end of this is like definitely like just protect your peace at all costs, right? You know your value. I know your value. I don't think you're an arrogant person. I think you're a knowledgeable person that loves to share, right? And I don't think it's ever been a bad experience, right? Like I know there's a hunger for, I'm not gonna say a hunger for money, but I think there's a hunger for growth, right? There's a hunger for like, you want to make it in life, you want to have what you want, you want to have
Yeah.
money, you want to have cars, you want to have a house, you want to make it big, and I respect that, right? um, and sometimes you'll trip on the way, but never forget who you are when you started the journey. And that's what's helping me right now, is that I know I'm a little bit burnt out, but like, it's on me that if I truly don't feel valued here, then it makes sense for me to leave, right? But like, when like I said, when I had this job offer and they were offering me a good amount less per paycheck, right? Like, per hourly rate. And I was considering taking it. I was like, am I basing this on I'm very upset at my job, or am I basing this on some other thing that I'm just overreading on? And the lady was nice. She set me up with an interview. I'm gonna do the interview for the sake of doing the interview, and I'll see if there's actually a growth opportunity there, right? So I'm going to like see how that goes. But like I said, just like I was telling you guys in the chat, when my client called me back and said, listen, man, I didn't mean to put you on the spot, you're doing a great job, right? I'm sorry if she gave you a hard time, but I'm glad that you are being real with me. It was my key indication that I'm not the problem. I was never the problem, And like like I even feel bad that if, and here's the thing, and this is just like the type of person I am. If I leave, I'm more worried about my team. Like I told them, right? And everywhere I go, it's the same story. When I give like time, like if I tell them like I'm getting burnt out and I want to leave, you know what everybody says to me? The people that truly care about me, you know what they say to me? Do what's best for you. They're like, no matter what, this job's gonna go on. The business is not gonna die. Nothing's gonna change
Hmm.
here. You need to do what's best for you. And they're like, we're gonna miss you. You're a great team member. You helped a lot. We're gonna miss you. I'm in contact with a lot of the team I started meeting in the last 5 years. I'm still in contact with a lot of the people. They're like, we'll miss you, but like, you got to do what's best for you. So at the end of the day, I guess that's my last sounding advice towards the end of our podcast here is, you just got to do what's best for you. Definitely protect your peace. And I love the fact that you understand your value, and you see it here. You see it between me, you see it between our chat, you see it everywhere. So don't let this guy get under your skin, right? This guy can feel like he's better than you, he can say he's better than you. I don't think he's better than you, but he could be
Yeah.
better than you, right? But that doesn't matter. You know why? He could be all that, but he's not you. No matter, at the end of the day, he's not you and you're not him. So don't try to cross the lines
I
there.
was in the moment already calling the Mr. Tafayette, be like, we need a bar rescue here.
Yeah.
Bring on your team because I've seen a lot of his shows. I follow him on my bartending page, and I love what he does. And I'm like, I grab experience and I grab knowledge from everywhere. And usually I grab from people who already know what they're doing.
I'm trying to
And
see where. Sorry, yeah, go on.
maybe I should just go to places and fix places for money. Let's like set up this,
Honestly,
set up the bar because
so
maybe that's what should I do.
it's funny. It's
Because
funny you say that, because I like
people
like
don't
I
even know how to set up a bar anymore. They
no,
don't.
but the thing,
Everything's everywhere.
but the thing is this, like, it shouldn't be a statement of mockery, right? Because people are starting businesses and they're new to it, and just because you know about it and they don't, it shouldn't be like, oh, what the hell are you doing, right? Like, you shouldn't like come at it with like a, like, this is really crappy, like, what the hell are you doing? It's like, no, there's a better way to improve this, rather than
Yes.
mock them like, you don't know what you're doing, what are you doing, this is dumb, like, and doing all that. That doesn't show that you're professional. That actually shows
Yes.
arrogance. So I'm going to tell you to take a step back. there because like people really don't know what they're doing. I think you're just in a vulnerable state, so that's why it's hitting you. But to your point that you were just saying a few seconds before that, I'm at that point where I've done IT forever and I feel like I've done a good job. But one thing I have done a lot better with is dealing with people. So that's why I want to get into more project management because instead of being a great technician, I would rather build you a fantastic team. I can build you people who will come in driven, help you give the work, help them figure out how to do the work and succeed. So that's why I was like, you know what? I don't know if I just want to be like in your sense, in this sense, I don't want to be like a bartender in IT. I don't want to be a bartender in IT anymore. I feel like I'd rather be an owner of the business instead. Right. So like, hey, I'll help you build your bar. I'll help you build a good team. I'll help you get professional service. I think that's where you should go. Right. Because that's where like I want to go. And I feel like you have that knowledge there. Like you have the knowledge of the drinks, which is I think is absolutely fantastic. You get etiquette, you get people. You like maybe like where I would struggle is like where the money comes involved because I'm not the greatest with money. But
Yes.
we all are our expertise at what we're good at, and of course there's room to improve, and there's people that can help.
Yes.
So
Hmm.
that's that. Okay, I'm gonna catch up on all the comments. So we're all just saying, Gina, you rock.
Thank you,
Rose has a
chat.
point.
Chat.
Frank
You have my
Tinker.
heart. Yes.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yes. The drinking with everybody's gonna be fun. Rose, you should start a consulting business. You could. You absolutely could do that. Start a consulting business. I don't even know if you. Oh, Morgan, you don't drink. I think we talked about this before. I think like
You
lightly
know
you
what?
do
I can
drinking.
make you a great cocktails.
Yeah, like she can definitely make like one that would like you would actually enjoy and you wouldn't even
Mocktails.
know. Okay. I gotta figure out when I can fly out because like
You gotta
obviously
try lychee cooler.
like yeah I had a alcoholic lychee drink before.
A
I
lychee
tried it.
martini is a number one at this place. Lychee martini all day long. French martini, lychee martini, any martini. Yesterday, I prayed. I said, please somebody order appletini because we don't really make them. And I love appletini. I love making them and I make them so great. And I'm like, I wanted somebody ordered appletini today. And boom, somebody did order. And I saw three appletinis. I was so
Let's
excited. I was like,
see.
and then somebody ordered a mocktail, foodie mocktail. So I made him Sex on the Beach a mocktail.
So
And and this kid's
s-
like, "What are you doing? What is that? What'd you put?" I said,
so
"Luckily, he's finally started like, oh, let me actually learn. Look at what
yeah
she's doing."
um
Because they reordered that mocktail. They're like,
s-
"We want the same mocktail."
so I'm looking at the places like cocktail menu, and yeah they have some interesting mixes here.
Mm.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. I want to look for not to just look at the drinks, but to see if they have the opening on here. But they did just mention that they have a soft opening happening soon. So I'm gonna text the mutual friend
Okay.
and find out about that.
But certain mocktails, don't ask me for a margarita mocktail or a mojito mocktail because it doesn't make sense. I
Mm.
can do it, but it doesn't make sense. It's gonna be like lime and water with a margarita. Like, what are we doing? Like, if you ask for something like spicy, bitter, sour, sweet, whatever, daisy variety of
Yeah,
drinks. So
I
thank
think
you.
that's the best
But
way to get like served up, Morgan. Is that like because like
yeah,
even when I came to you, when I met you, Rose, I remember coming to you and like you'd ask me what I want to drink, and I'd be like, I want something sweet, but not too sweet. And you would come up with an idea, and I think everything you gave me was like fantastic. But like that's the type of service I'm talking about, right? That sometimes people don't know what they want, and sometimes people do know what they want, right? But
that's
like,
what Polly does. Remember we spoke
yeah,
about the
yeah, yeah,
flavors.
yeah.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know how much Red Robin is actually still in business because like the one in Woodbridge shut down. I think they're still open other places, but yeah, it's just like a burger place. They do good burgers. And they have other food too, but I mainly just got like burgers from there and good shakes and whatnot. But anyway, yeah, no, we'll definitely have to have like a one day if we have the financial capability, which I have faith in, we'll do a mixology class with Rose. We'll rent a space temporarily. We'll buy the alcohol. Gina, Frank, the crew will show up, and we'll do a live show,
Yeah.
and we'll just kind of
I
do stuff
remember
together.
the when I worked at the golf course, And the lady's like, we want a master class. I
Look
said,
that
okay,
up.
it's gonna cost you this much money. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, what do you think? You're just gonna come? It's gonna be a free show, and then like, I'm like, at least give me $20 each person, whatever, because I'm gonna be sharing my experience, my ingredients, the liquor. Who's paying for that?
But anyway,
Like, if you have to dip into your own pocket and your profits and you're not making anything and cost providing, it's just not ecological.
no, I agree.
It's be ecological. Your cat is coming in,
No, no. Oh, you know what she does? So if I shut the door, she like runs out the door and then
scratching.
like no, no, she just runs out the door and jumps off of it. But it was either that or sometimes when it's windy in the other room, it rocks the door. So I thought it was my kid too,
Yeah,
but I don't know. But
I
anyway,
cannot wait to go upstairs and see what Nala did because she destroyed everything here
nice.
with the 1 year balloons. I had to wait. She destroyed every single. It's.
It's
I don't know when she's gonna learn.
take
She's
take
never gonna
take
learn it.
take your day off, or I don't know if you have the weekend off. Take your time to just kind of recuperate with yourself. And like I said, go into the
Yeah,
attitude when you go back.
tomorrow.
Go into the attitude with the at the job with just like the strong mindset that you've always had, Rose. Don't let the guy get under your skin. Don't ever forget your
Thank you.
value. Don't step down from your value. Like just like everybody said here, and we're all on your side. Like we don't want you to fall back down, right, and let this guy win a battle. If let him challenge himself and let him win or lose. Let it be whatever he wants it to happen, right? And honestly, and I know you'll be humble enough, if he does start learning his lesson, he starts coming to you for help, right? Never go back and just be like, um uh you know I told you so, or like, hey, like I always said this to you. Obviously, just be there for him as he needs it, and if he doesn't need you, whatever, right? But obviously, take a step back as you need, evaluate
I'm
everything.
praying. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
praying more. Yeah,
have
in
some
that
faith.
area.
Yeah,
I'm like,
absolutely.
let's
No,
just
you're good.
pray.
Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah. So like I said, my last wording here is just all about just protect your self at all costs, protect your peace at all costs, right? You're an amazing person. I'm proud of everything and anything that you do.
Thank you.
Like this podcast wouldn't be here, if it wasn't for like even this, right? You think we're doing this podcast for just the sake of doing the podcast? No. Like when I think about doing this podcast, like look, I've had friends ask me like after I started this podcast, they're like, "Yo, we should do a podcast together," right? And they were just like, "Oh, it'd just be fun to talk. It'd just be fun to share stories and stuff like this," right? But what we're doing is like creating things, right? And when I thought about it in that sense, I was like, I don't think I could have done this with just anybody. It had to be someone specific to do it. So I think the fact that we chose each other is just like one of the best moves to do. So like
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you, and I appreciate, honestly, I'm just so proud of your growth. Like from when I known you to now, it's been it's been almost a decade. It's crazy. I've almost known you for 10
Roller
years,
coaster. Yeah.
and I've
Yeah.
seen I've seen how much you've gone through. So like, don't let this one jerk off just like change all that in you, right? So you got it. You got this. Your mom's watching down on
Thank
you.
you.
You got this.
Ah,
You know,
yes.
the part about this I'll say for your mother is that she's looking down on you, and you know exactly what she'd tell you. She'd tell you, Rose, why are you letting this idiot get under your skin? That's exactly what your mom would tell you right now. Your mom would be like, you're better than this. I know you're better than this. You're my daughter. You're better than this. And I know that that's exactly what she's saying. I don't even know your mom well enough to say that. But if, like I said, you're a spitting image of your mother, that I know that's exactly what she's saying to you. So if you ever need like a voice of your mother's coming, holler at your boy here. I will tell you exactly what she's saying. So I got you. All right.
Ah,
But yeah, and anything you would love to
this
share
is
at the
antique
for the ending.
classical
Oh,
Coca-Cola
I love
glass
those things.
that you'll never find anymore. I even have the packaging from McDonald's.
Mhm.
I think it's like 1950s. I don't know, but
Yeah, yeah. No,
I
that
found two glasses. I was like, whoop!
that one and like the old Coke bottles, like the old Coke bottles from like the vintage times
When
too.
you come here, there's thrift stores. You can find so many Coke items, like
Isn't there
clocks
the
and all
Coca
kinds of
Cola?
stuff.
Isn't there the Coca-Cola factory?
Big thing. In Atlanta, they have a museum.
Yeah, yeah, that
They
one.
have recipe books, how to
Wait.
cook with
How
Coca-Cola.
how far are you from Atlanta?
About depends how you drive, 2 hours.
Oh, that's not
You're
terrible.
like
Okay.
doing
Yeah, because if I
50,
go to
60.
Georgia, the last time I went to Georgia, I was still a kid, but we went to Coca-Cola factory, and it was cool. It was just like a fun experience. It was a lot of fun, and I haven't been there in
What
like
the
15
yes.
years
Yes,
or
what the
longer.
best thing to do if you decided when you decided. So when you fly in, I want you to. I actually never been to that museum Coca-Cola, so I would go together. So it's good to do like a couple of days, couple of things in Atlanta itself,
Hmm.
right? To see things, the city, blah blah blah. And then when you come to this side of a north, which is north part of Georgia, right? There's south, northwest, etc. You want to see it all. You want to see Savannah. You want to see south. You want to see north because it's like Jersey, right? It has all parts and it's beautiful. When you
Hmm.
come to north mountains, there's a lot of thrift stores. Like they're huge on thrift stores, and in thrift stores you can find so many items from 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s
Hmm.
that you never seen. I was like, the amount of Coca-Cola merch products were produced back in the days. It's like
I
you
can
can find
imagine.
anything, anything.
Is
The
Atlanta
trucks, the
is that
clocks, the
is
watches.
Atlanta the closest airport to you?
Well, I'm in between. You can fly into North Carolina, Asheville,
Uh
or you can fly into Atlanta. It depends where you want to go.
okay.
I never
Yeah,
been to
not
Asheville, and they say Asheville has a lot to offer as well.
I have a like one of the people I help with IT, like he moved down to North Carolina, and if I fly out there, I'd go to Asheville, but I think that will be a separate trip. And I have family in Atlanta, so I'd probably go to Atlanta to go visit them. But yeah, when I come down, no, that's fine. I can plan on a day where
There's lots to do, lots to do, lots to do.
we can pick you up. You can we'll pick you up. We'll go down to the Coca-Cola. We'll figure it out. We have some time, so we'll figure it out.
Yes,
Um,
it's a good 3, 4 day just to look around.
mhm,
That's what I started doing, taking the 3 day, flying out really early in, so I have the whole day. And when I'm flying out very late, so I still have the whole day. So you have the full, and you just take those 3, 4 days. All you do is just shut off, and you just there,
mhm.
and you do maximum what you could do.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I did with San Antonio. That's what I did with New York. Like boom, just go in. You already know exactly what's playing, and
Mhm.
just go,
Yeah, no,
and then
I gotta
put a
do that
flow
one.
in between.
Yeah, no, for sure,
It's
for sure.
amazing.
Nah, we'll figure out a trip soon because I do want to
Everybody
fly out.
welcome.
Yeah, yeah. No, I gotta bring the family down too and stuff like that, and my parents. So we'll figure it out. But anyway, this has been a very fun episode. I know. I think you needed this episode more than anything. You needed to kind of let loose here. Um. Oh, and then
We'll
to
go
I
through a
guess
turbulence. Yeah,
uh
yeah.
Gina's last point here, making you accountable. True friends and support system will do that for you because sometimes we're a balloon floating in the air, and we just need someone to help ground us. Yep,
Ground.
exactly.
That's yeah, yeah.
And yeah, like I
I'm
said,
gonna make sure I'm not arrogant.
I think I think you're in a better spot, especially after like all the conversations we had with with chat. Thank you for popping and being a strong support system for not just Rose, but like for me and for Motivation Station. So we super
It's an
appreciate you
honor.
there.
Yes.
Um, and yeah, we're at the tail end of October, and now we'll be going into November. So it should be a good time. And
Yes.
look forward to our upcoming changes. I'm still making some merch. Hopefully that I can start making this week.
Yeah.
And I'm
Come
telling you
back
this.
for the next episode and bring some outfits because it's a
Yeah.
Halloween
Oh yeah.
spooky season.
Halloween. Wait, I'm dumb.
We're on the
Is Halloween
spooky
on the
season.
31st or the?
Yes.
Okay. I always get confused between Halloween and my brother's
So that's
birthday.
Friday, I believe, right?
Yeah, Friday's the 31st, but Saturday if we do the podcast, I'll costume up. You can fully costume up too. I'll have my kid come by on her
I'm
costume, but
right here with
we'll do
my
that.
little mask.
So this coming week will just be about us
Trick or treat.
presenting Yeah, no, us being in our Halloween costumes, but we'll talk about whatever there. But again, we appreciate you guys being not just part of the podcast, but part of the family here. We're This is just such a great environment for us because I feel like we all kind of butt off each other, and we all just like feel better after these conversations. And to me, it's a very strong therapy session. It helps me kind of reflect on my decisions for work, my decisions in life. You guys are just fun to be around. And I know, like, I say all the time, oh, I'm gonna come visit you and visit you, and I trying to do my best to do it. But hopefully this week we can make
Just
some
do it.
plans. Yeah, I just got
Like
to do it at this
96.
point.
Do it. You
But
know?
tune in next week for sure if you guys can, because we're gonna, like I said, dress up for Halloween, and we're just gonna continue this awesome podcast. All right. So
Yay.
cheers to us. Right. Cheers to our future and our thing. I realize my mug says "Let it snow," and I'm not ready for it to snow. So please don't let it snow yet. I will be
Let
good
it
in a few
fall.
months. Yeah, I need to get new tires and stuff, so please don't let it snow yet. But anyway, guys, thank you guys for coming by. Stay awesome, stay motivated, and we will see you guys next week. Take care.
Yes. Bye bye, guys. Thank you so much for everything and keep yourself motivated. And yes, grounding is amazing. And I definitely will do that today. We'll be reflecting on, like, hey, are you arrogant? Are you humble? What are you doing? Are you a good person? Are you with the God? Are you with the devil? That's what
But
I'm gonna do. And thank you so much for watching us, liking, commenting, sharing with your friends, listening on Spotify. I know Sanjay is putting
I'm
the
updating it.
episodes
I'm
on.
updating it. We're on episode like 42 now,
You
but
can,
I'm doing it.
yes, you can always listen to us on Spotify. Thank you, everyone who's watching. Off the time, and if you ever want to participate, please reach out to us. We do have a beautiful motivationstation@gmail.com email that you can always pour out your heart, and we're here for you.
Exactly. So stay awesome, stay motivated, and we'll see you next week. Take care.
Bye bye. Thank you.